Gun control has been a really big and emotional topic in the US for a long time. A lot of people have really different opinions on it. It's something that's been hard to agree on. Just in 2024, there were about 503 mass shootings total and around 40,000 people who died from gun-related causes, including homicides, suicides, and accidents. In the history of the United States, there have been many terrible mass shootings, but here are a few recent ones. On April 17th, 2025, at Florida State University, a 20-year-old student named Phoenix Ickner shot and killed 2 staff members and hurt 6 others. And in September 2024, there was a shooting at Appalachia High School in Georgia. A 14-year-old student brought an AR-style rifle to school and opened fire. He killed 2 students and 2 teachers. Then, on Labor Day 2024, in Forest Park, Illinois, a man named Ronnie Davis boarded a CTA Blue Line train early in the morning and shot 4 people while they were sleeping. One of the biggest concerns is how accessible guns are, especially to young people. In many cases, teenagers have been able to get firearms from their own homes or from others with little to no security in place. So, why is gun control so tricky in America? It goes back to the Second Amendment of the Constitution, which says people have the right to bear arms. But when that was written, it was meant for people and militias, like groups defending the country, not just random people owning guns at home. For a long time, courts agreed with that. In 1939, in United States versus Miller, the Supreme Court said that some guns, like sawed-off shotguns, didn't have anything to do with militias, so it was okay to ban them. But then in 2008, in D.C. versus Hiller, the court changed things. They said that regular people do have a right to own guns for things like protecting their homes. And in 2010, McDonald versus Chicago made the right apply to both state and federal laws, so now gun rights are protected almost everywhere. Many leaders have spoken out about this. For example, President Joe Biden has talked a lot about how gun violence is tearing families apart. He's pushed for background checks and laws that would stop people from owning assault weapons.
The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system. These are bills that receive votes of both Republicans and Democrats in the House. This is not and should not be a partisan issue. This is an American issue. It will save lives, American lives.
Former President Barack Obama also spoke out after mass shootings like Sandy Hook. He said that every shooting, all we get are thoughts and prayers, but no real change. He asked, are we really prepared to say that we're powerless in the face of such carnage?
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago every day. So, all of us need to demand a Congress brave enough to stand up to the gun lobby's lies. All of us need to stand up and protect its citizens. All of us need to demand governors and legislators and businesses do their part to make our communities safer.
A lot of politicians don't want to help, but they're afraid of losing support from gun rights groups like the NRA, which has a lot of influence on the Congress. Every time a big shooting happens, there's outrage. People cry, march, and demand new laws. But after a while, things usually go back to normal. Some leaders just give thoughts and prayers, but don't do anything to change the laws. One reason is that the Congress hasn't brought back the federal assault weapons ban, which was a U.S. law passed in 1994. It banned certain types of semi-automatic guns that were considered especially dangerous, like military-style rifles and limited high-capacity magazines. The idea was to reduce mass shootings and overall gun violence. The ban had a 10-year limit built into it, so unless Congress voted to extend it, it would automatically expire. In 2004, the law expired and Congress did not renew it, mostly because of the political pressure. Groups like NRA, National Rifle Association, lobbied hard against it, and many lawmakers were afraid that supporting gun control would hurt their chances of being reelected. They also haven't passed other simple laws like universal background checks, even though most Americans actually support those ideas.
One strong solution is full ban on civilian-owned guns. That means any place, the military, and maybe a few people with special license for hunting or sports could own guns, kind of like how it works in China. Over there, it is almost impossible for regular people to legally own a gun, and their gun violence numbers are way lower. If the US did something like that, it could help stop a lot of those shootings, but it would take a lot of time, planning, and big changes in the law. Some other ideas include stricter background checks, mental health checks before buying guns, banning high-powered weapons like assault rifles, red flag law to take guns from dangerous people, better education for gun safety. Gun violence in US has gotten way too common. It hurts families, scares kids, and makes people feel unsafe in school, stores, and even in churches.